Not this fucking song again, y'all. Hi friends, I am here. I'm back from being long gone. It's long within quotation marks. It's been a week. It's been a busy week. Exams and stuff. So yeah, I've been like hella busy. Not only with exams, but also because I wanted to show you this, because I think most of you all know by now that I am hella addicted, still am probably, to Legends Arceus. And I've been enjoying the game so much. It's just basically, this game is an homage to like previous Pokemon entries. It's almost like a salute, if you will. It's an amazing game, and if you have not played this and you want to play it, please try it, buy it. I swear to God, this is like one of the best Pokemon games ever made, and I'm probably gonna have to update my favorite games of all time lists down here once I'm actually done with the game. I haven't done everything in the game yet. Also, my light balance is like hella off. Should fix itself somehow. I see Petra in here. Hello, how have you been? I've seen you earlier today in Rose stream. Oh, pardon me. Sorry about that. Alright. Yeah, long time no see, exactly. Also, fucking, what's the song called again? Don't Ever Forget was just on. And I was like, bro, why? That song like always makes me tear up. I would have gone live like 2 minutes ago, and then that song came on, and I was like, frick. I always forget that this specific playlist has that song so early. So yeah, you're pretty good. Lovely to see that. Jessica's also here. Hi there. Oh yeah, my exams. Well, I already know the result of one, which is a passing grade, which I'm like happy with. I got all the exams. I'm still waiting for the other results. But oh, Martina's here too. Hi there. How are you all doing today? A bunch of early people today. Love it. Hello again, Jesse. Mood. I feel like the music is like not loud whatsoever. Like you cannot hear it whatsoever loud. Let me turn it up a little bit. I think this should be better. It's like not overwhelming, but it's still like something. In case I'm silent for a little bit, it should be fine. Okay. You still have to go next week. Yikes. Good luck on that. I'm sure you can do it. Like 100% sure. Alright. Should we just dive into it? Why not? I've made an entire fucking spreadsheet of my findings. And I've not added the findings, only like... I'll show you guys. Because this is my web browser. Now basically I've made multiple tabs, as you can see, with imagery, dialogue, locations, music, and characters that are linked to previous Pokemon media. And I've not filled in all of them, because I wanted to also discuss with you, because of course, like 4 I see more than 2, that's a saying in Dutch, but I hope it makes sense in English, like if I'm the only one that's looking at them, maybe like another pair of eyes would see something that I would skip over. Like some obvious references, or maybe even more obscure ones, or just other like ancestries or like progenitors that I missed. So please, if you see anything that's not on this spreadsheet that you might think is interesting, please tell me, so I can actually add it. God damn it. No, I'm gonna skip this song because this does not fit the mood. Come on. There we go. Eternal Forest is way better. So yeah, if you feed... Why is this song suddenly so loud? Hold up. It's loud for me, not for you guys, I think. It's probably because of the song itself, because of the high notes. But anyway, let's get started. I think I want to get started with the imagery, because that makes the most sense. I'm not going to go in order of which I listed them, because the order in which I listed them is the order I found them in. I found most of these tidbits myself, but I have also looked at the internet, at some things. I will try to avoid spoilers as much as I can, but if I cannot avoid spoilers to make a point as to why I think this is related, I will say that in advance, and I'll give a countdown from 5 to 1. And then you get mute for 30 seconds if you still want to be here but don't want to be spoiled about anything that progresses in the later parts of the story. I have not played the entire game myself yet. I am currently on mission 26, which I believe is the last mission. If we finish early, I might go play that live right now. I want to see the cute Poke girls. Okay, but I feel like if I start with characters, some of the points I will be making will not make sense whatsoever. So I feel like it's better to start with the imagery of the objects that you find around in the world, to just kind of get a basis on what kind of different games and different universes this grabs from. I was thinking thank you for the fart, Nico. Martina. I was thinking maybe we could do the ancestries and the characters last, so we can actually look inside also the imagery and the dialogue that's happening, so we can actually decipher what their full ancestries might be, or something like that. Ooh. Who says ooh after farts? God damn it. I was thinking okay, I'm not gonna start here, I think. Let's start at the things I do not know, because maybe... Oh. Hello? Okay, because maybe you guys can help me with that. So here, this is a very low poly. At row 5, you see a very low poly photo screenshot. I could not get a higher resolution for the life of me, because this is a very small photo that's on Commander Commando's desk. And it shows, if you can see, it shows him together with someone else in a white dress with a white hat. I have no idea who this other person is. I'm assuming the left guy is Commando, because he has a similar stash, similar look about. You guys can hear the hill, right? Oh my god. Okay, this starts here. Wow. Is the hill super annoying for you guys? Or can you guys hear the hill over me? Or can I just still talk? Please give me feedback on that. It's very loud. Is it louder than my voice, or because I cannot tune this down? I'm right below diagonal window, so I cannot turn this down or whatever because it's just happening right above me. Although, okay, it seems to be calming down a little bit now. I'm a bit louder. Okay, cool. So you guys can still hear me. I have no idea who this woman on the right is. I'm assuming it's his wife, but we never see Commando with anyone having a romantic relationship with anyone in the entire game. So there might be some lore behind this, that his wife has passed away in the past or something like that, but there's nothing in the lore except this specific photo that hints at that. So this is one that I still have a big question mark with. I was wondering, maybe you guys picked up on some very specific dialogue, but for now I'm gonna leave a question mark there. Hold up, I actually wife question mark. Other things I did not know. Let me see. No, I think the rest of the imagery I can place somewhat well. Okay. But it's very stormy out here, so there's no way for me to actually stop this. I'm hoping the hill ends soon. The hailstones never are that long over here, so... Let's talk about these two photos, because these two are pretty much linked together, like column 2 and row 2 and row 3. There's basically, in every home in a diamond settlement or a pearl settlement, there's 2 paintings that are on the back wall. Like, the interiors are identical for every diamond clan home and every pearl clan home. Thank you, Luis. Thank you. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Okay, anyway. Well, as I was saying, in every diamond and pearl clan home, there's 2 paintings on the back side of the wall. And one of them is always either this picture or this picture. And they are, and what they probably refer to here is diamond fart. Jesus. I hope you're doing well today, Olive. How's your week been? Okay, so these 2 fellas. If you have not played any previous Pokemon games, you might not recognize them. But these 2 fellas look a lot like Maxie and Archie. Like the 2 big bad guys from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emeralds, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I will grab some art here actually. Hold up. You guys can still see my screen when I'm on Bulbapedia, right? Yeah. Because I'm assuming that these are the ancestors. Hold up. Let me get you in here. That these are the ancestors of Maxie and Archie. The founders of the Diamond Clan and Pearl Clan, those are the ancestors of Maxie and Archie. Let me see, can I actually find older artwork of him? Yeah, that links more. Because for some reason they like blackwashed Archie and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire for no discernible reason, in my opinion. And, I mean, I guess you can see the comparison, right? Like, I'm not stupid, right? I can kind of see this. I have no idea what happened in between after like them founding the Pearl Clan and the Diamond Clan, and then like the events of like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald happening like what is it? I'm assuming like 500 years after that. I have no idea what happened in the meantime in there, but apparently they hail from Hisui, or like their bloodline hails from Hisui, which I think is really interesting. I love how Ingo's just Ingo himself. Yeah, basically. We'll get to that later, but yeah, that's like that guy is a lore bomb. Let me tell you, everything he says is fucking references to his home region. But yeah, I was talking about 2 paintings on the backside of the wall of Diamond and Pearl homes, or the homes of the Diamond Clan settlements and Pearl Clan settlements. One of them is their respective founder. It seems that they're talking about founders a lot, and that wouldn't make sense to have like on the backside of the wall. Something like, you should see it as some kind of like president or someone like fucking George Washington. You could see that on the wall for someone. It's like akin to that. But what's on the other side of the wall is this fella over here. I don't know if this one is familiar to you, but let me remind you of Pokemon Black and White and Black 2 White 2. Our man Alder over here. Which we'll put in right here. Hold up, I'll actually make this column a little bit wider so you can see that. Yeah, that's better. So you can actually see the comparisons. Because like the resemblance here is uncanny. You see the Pokeball necklace, you see the fiery haircut, you see the thick ass eyebrows, and he is wearing a cape, albeit a different color. Like the comparison here is basically uncanny. And I've not found it as to why Alder is on the back of here. I mean, the Diamond and Pearl clan members are talking a lot about like the founders, but also like the hero of old, which quelled Almighty Sinnoh back then when we was in a frenzy, which was apparently a lot of years before the circumstances of this game, where Legends Arceus is set. So I don't know why Alder is here, but I'm assuming Alder, or like this, obviously not Alder himself, but I'm assuming this guy on the painting over here is, or was the hero of old at that time, and that Alder just descends from that line. Which makes sense, because Alder's descendants, like later descendants, have also been known, because Alder has been known to be related to the Kings of Unova back when the whole Reshiram-Zekrom splitting incident happened. Alder is a descendant of those kings. or at least one of the two kings. I'm not sure if those kings were actually related to themselves, but I know that Alder, that this has been known in previous lore, that Alder is related, is like on that bloodline. He is from the royal bloodline of Unova at least. So I'm assuming, so I'm thinking two things. It's either one of these is true or another virtue theory is true, but there's no way we can confirm this. Is that one, this is the hero, like, I'm pretty sure this is the hero of old that's depicted on here. Like, same results for like a founding father. It makes sense to have that on the backside of your wall, you know, as a painting. Thank the Lord the hills actually stopped. So what I'm thinking is that this is the hero of old, and that somewhere down the line, down Alder's bloodline, they moved to Unova, and then actually started to build up Unova, just like how Hisui was built up, like long ago. Well, it's actually not that long ago, because in the events of the game, Leviton says at the start of the game that Jubilife's village is only like 2 years old. So it's actually, Hisui is actually pretty newly discovered in that fact. And that, like, Elder's Blood, anyway, I digress. But Elder's Bloodline would be, would move to Unova to, like, or like to the area of what will become Unova, and that then like founded Unova right there. Or that the events of the Reshiram Zekrom splitting happened. Hi there, Heroic. Thank you so much for the raid. Steve is also here. Hi there, fellas. How are you doing? Oh Lord, Steve got timed out for spamming. I'm so sorry. Should be a 5-second timeout. I think you can talk right now again. Hi there, Heroic. How are you doing? How was your stream? I mean, I was there for like a part of the stream, but not a lot, because I had to do like a lot of research. But hi there. And Mabel is also here. How is the rest of Neo today? Please tell me everything about it. By the way, for people that just came in that don't know me, I'm pretty sure everyone knows me there. But hi, I'm Noah. I play video games. I obsess way too much about music and lore of video games, so I'm doing I'm kind of like giving a lecture here, so to say, or like my findings. It was fun. I am in pain. That sounds kind of contradictory, but I'm glad you had fun. Quicks, welcome in. I hope you had a wonderful weekend as well. This is Noah. He is handsome. I agree. I am handsome boy. I dressed up today, all in like my new sweater and such. I should have probably gone like to here when the raid happens, but it's too late now, I guess. Okay, so let's move on. My train of thought was that, where was I again? I think I'm pretty much done with this painting, right? Yeah, so it's like either Elder's Bloodline moved to Unova and founded Unova, or that the events of Reshiram Zekrom splitting happened in Hisui. And then later, because like, the thing is, like, Hisui and Unova are, like, globally speaking, not close to each other whatsoever, so that would not make a lot of sense. So, I don't know. It's probably that somewhere down the line, Elder's Bloodline has moved and founded Unova at some point. It doesn't even have to be founded. But I'm assuming since, like, it's a pretty royal bloodline, that something along those lines of, like, big events should have happened. But we don't know, of course. This is the only clue we have, and them talking about the hero of old. Mila, hi there, welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you had a wonderful weekend and an amazing Sunday. Okay, so let's talk about more objects in Diamond and Pearl clan homes I have found. Because I found, of course, like those paintings in the bad walls, they stick out like a sore thumb. Well, not really in the bad way, but you can immediately see them. They're like big eye candy. But on one of the shelves, in a basic Diamond or Pearl clan home, you see these weird ass items over here, like a white and pink kind of essence. One in Incense, one in Diamond and one in Pearl clan homes. This is actually, I think, a really nice nod to, let me see, let me go to Bulbapedia, to like the pure incense and the odd incense. I have no idea what these specific incenses have to do with it, but let me tell you, this shit looks a lot like. This shit looks a lot like you cannot deny the difference. I mean, I think it's even more obvious when we look at the odd insets. Yeah. Let me see if there's actually any instances that match better than this. I don't think so, honestly. Yeah, no. None of them fit better than this. But like, look at this shit. This is such a nice nod to like the main games, because these are like items that you find along the way. And Maple, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your ad-free viewing, your sub badge, and your amazing new emotes. Thank you so much for sharing the love here. I'm gonna be right back. Just grabbing some food. That's totally fine, Heroic. Go ahead. Shady, welcome in. Giving a lurk as I have a friend here, no problem whatsoever. Have fun playing with each other. That came out so wrong. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Have fun playing with each other. I'm never gonna say that again. That's weird. Okay. Oh, let's see. Maple has already found the emotes. I hope you like them. Doing super alright, friend? No, that's not what he's saying, Noah. Doing alright, friend. Super happy to see you all. Agreed, Mila. Lovely to see you here. So I think this is a really nice nod to like the main games. I don't think there's anything in here lore-based, because the pure incense is used to breed Snorlax, I think. To breed Munchlax from Snorlax. No, it's Chingling. Chingling from Chimecho, and then the odd incense is Mime Jr. from Mr. Mime. Those Pokemon are not really related to the clans in any way, shape, or form, so I think this is just like nice decoration that has later been repurposed, in modern day has been repurposed to actually help with breeding. Yeah, I think this is a really obvious one. The next one, like, I think pretty much everyone has seen this, but like the Team Galaxy. Excuse me. But like the logo of Team Galaxy is just like so alike to like Team Galactic's logo. It's almost crazy. It's like almost the exact same, which makes sense because I'm assuming that the Galaxy team is actually like a predecessor to what turned eventually into Team Galactic by Cyrus. By Cyrus's ill intentions, so to say. So I mean, it does make sense that something like this has had like a long life like this already. Heading off to bed, no problem whatsoever. Shady, why? No, bad Shady. No, hang out with your friend Shady. No, you're not allowed to gift subs here. Thank you. I went to Heroic. He's away right now. Anyway, like, good night, Maple. I kind of got interrupted in my train of thought, but good night, Maple. Hope you have a lovely sleep. This man doesn't have one. I mean, I know, but he should fix that for himself. You don't have to give that to him. That's so incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on. Because this is like the main logo you see on like Team Galactic, on the Team Galaxy's building. And this is a logo they use everywhere, like on the floor and on the jackets even. I think this has been sewed in or like embroidered in. And this is like a nice nod to what later became Team Galactic. And you can also see like at the top right of this logo, it's basically a G that's like split in half with like the top left into like the top left and the bottom right. And then the top right shows, you guys probably cannot see my cursor, right? Let me fix it actually. No, you can see my cursor. You should be able to see my cursor. And like the top left is like repurposed to like an A. I mean top right, and then bottom left to I think an X, which would make sense for like Galaxy, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I'm pretty sure everyone picked up on that. It's really similar to the Galactic logo. If you've played Diamond or Pearl, Platinum, or Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, you've probably picked up on this. Not if this is your first Pokemon game, of course, but you know what I mean. Okay, so next up, the Chimney. This is kind of like frontally placed on the Team Galactic headquarters, the Team Galaxy headquarters. I should be correcting what I'm saying. So if you're facing the Team Galaxy headquarters like head on, like somewhat a little bit to the left at the roof, there's a small chimney, and this chimney is depicting a very specific set of orbs. And I'm pretty sure now that we see this, we can all see where this is based on. Which is Galarian Wheezing. Let me actually pull up a picture of Galarian Wheezing. Ooh. Oh, I get redirected to here? Yeah, okay, hold up. Let me actually get the picture in here. This is basically Galarian Wheezing. Let me tell you. This is basically Galarian Wheezing. The resemblance is just uncanny. Even like tiny orb in the middle, it just makes sense. And Galarian Wheezing is known to emit smoke as well. This is purified smoke, of course. So this implies multiple things, actually. So now we know that Galarian Wheezing is contrary to what we assumed, not a modern Pokemon. Or like a modernly discovered Pokemon. This is a Pokemon that's been around for a long time. And where we're later going to see some major characters that helped build up Team Galaxy are actually from Galar or have like Galar-like roots. So it makes sense that this is on the roof. But I'll go to there later once we get there and talk about Galarian heritage. But this is really cool to see these tiny little tidbits that hint towards actually Galarian influences in Hisui. Because of course Hisui has been recently discovered. Like 2 years ago, 2 years prior to the events of the game, a whole bunch of people from all over the world went to set camp in Jubilee Village and built up a village there to explore the Hisui region. So it's cool to see that like influences from all different kind of regions, including Galar, are found here. Shiny Munchlax? Ooh, Poggers! That's Munchlax like really rare. I haven't even seen a goddamn Munchlax in the entire game. Where did you find one? Well, I've seen one on my Steam, but like not in the wild. Not that I could catch it. That's Poggers. Can we get some Poggers in the chat or like hype in the chat for Olive? Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to next subject, which is the cloves. And I'm talking specifically here about the cloves that the male and female protagonists spawn in with, or like are sent into Hisui with. Because this is a really specific reference, and I don't know if this is like exactly what they are trying to go for with this, but I'm gonna like go down that rabbit hole anyway. You found a grand total 0 shinies in any Pokemon game and Olive is drowning in them. I know, it's not fucking fair. I found like one shiny in Legends Arceus so far. One shiny that was not guaranteed, which was a shiny fucking Bronzong. I mean, it's not a bad shiny, but it's like it's one, and I've played for like 50 hours, so it's kind of sad. Anyway, I don't know if I for sure can find back the clothing, but I'm pretty sure. Well, let me see if Bulbapedia has anything on clothing. Otherwise, I might actually have to go on the Google Sphere. Yeah, let's pull up a list of clothing in Generation 6. And let's go to shirts. It doesn't show any pictures. Dang it. I'm pretty sure it's this one. It doesn't show any pictures though. But I'm pretty sure it's like the logo t-shirt. Like that this t-shirt is like actually identical to well, let me actually be more specific. I'm probably not gonna be able to find it like right here on the internet. No. I would have to like pull up actual X and Y footage from here, which I do not have access to right now. But I swear to God, I researched this, or not like I researched this, but I swear to God, these shirts, like this shirt is from X and Y. Like is a buyable shirt in the Pokemon games X and Y, and this shirt is a buyable shirt in the Alola games, in Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon. I'm like 99% sure. I don't have any footage to like confirm it right here and now, but I swear this on like everyone's fucking grave. And if someone has actual screenshots of these shirts in their respective games, please send it over to me so I can actually complete this spreadsheet fully. I would really appreciate that if you happen to have that, if you did this research before yourself. So let me actually write it here as well. Just like abbreviate it. And the fact that these are both from like different games, from like different generations of different regions of Pokemon altogether, really baffles me. Like, why do you wear this? Because these protagonists look a lot like the modern day Dawn and Lucas, but they live in Sinnoh. So it's just like it's a bit to show like, hey, we still know these games exist, or are they just trying to show like, oh yeah, clothing is available worldwide? Anything along those veins? I am clueless as to why this is here, or why they have these t-shirts specifically. If anyone has any clue whatsoever towards this, please tell me, because I would love to know. Let's move on to the next subject, which is the strange machine in Leventon's room. I think it's like the left side of the Galaxy Core. There's a strange machine, and we don't know what it does. I think if you investigate it, it says something like, "Oh, this is a strange machine, and I have no idea how all these buttons work." But if you look closely, if you look very closely, doesn't it look exactly like a fucking SNES controller? I know this is not a Pokemon reference, but I think it's a really cool reference nonetheless. Holy shit, this is a big picture. Hold up. That's better. Isn't this like almost exactly like an SNES controller? I just noticed this like the other day, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? I might just be tripping, honestly. I might be tripping. Because now that I'm taking a second look at it, I'm gonna put a question mark behind it. Or I should probably like put an asterisk here. Because I have no idea if this is like an actual SNES reference or anything like that. I do see like differences. I think just like the coloring and the button style grab my eye. But this like big asterisk, I have no idea. Now that I have a second look, but to me, first look, it looked like an SNES controller, which I found like a really cool reference. It's not specifically a reference to a Pokemon game, because there's no Pokemon games on the SNES. But I found it cool regardless, and this might also be just bullshit. I might be spouting bullshit. That's why I'm putting an asterisk there. I am prone to spouting bullshit when it comes to lore. But when there's no asterisk, I'm fairly certain that this is the case. Okay, let's talk about... I took a very bad screenshot. I was kind of like rushing through the story the other day on like a separate account to get this screenshot of the space-time rifts that emits these some kind of like red, blue, and green particles when emitting the thunder that frenzies the nobles. And I don't know if this looks similar to you for anything. I doubt I can actually find a picture like that. Let's say Diamond Pearl Climax. Oh, it was saying things with safe search. RGB Sky. I'm just gonna call it like that because I'm pretty sure. No, okay. Red, blue, green sky. It probably is not showing anything whatsoever. Like, I don't know, Spear Pillar. What I'm trying to show you guys is that... Oh, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Nice, I found a picture. As you can see, back in the events of Diamond and Pearl and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, when Dialga/Palkia, depends on what game you have, when they actually get like triggered by Cyrus to like form the new universe, which eventually gets supported by the main character in those games, you see that they're turning the sky like red, blue, green, black-ish with the same like shading of the colors as the Space-Time Rift does, which I think is a really nice callback to Dialga/Palkia actually opening up a Space-Time Rift back in Diamond Pearl Platinum, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I'm pretty sure this is the case, that they're referencing this at least. I'm pretty sure. Like, when I first saw these, I was like, wait, is this Zygarde related? Because Zygarde has a lot of stuff with, like, red and green particles, but then the blue particles were also there, so that didn't fully make sense. And now that I see this, it actually makes a lot of sense to me, at least. And yeah, Shady is crazy. I agree, Heroic. Welcome back. Let's go ahead to another callback I found in BDSP footage. Because, let me tell you, this is not a thing in the original Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. But this is a thing in BDSP. Let me see if I can actually zoom in a little bit. Because it might be hard to see, but as you can see, on like this square, right in front of the stairs, there's like some kind of rectangular object in that with a few little holes. And let me tell you, this is the Celestica Flute. I'm pretty sure this is the Celestica Flute. I don't know if there's like any official sprite work of that, but this is the flute that you basically get during the story. Oops. This is basically the flute you get through the story to ride on specific Pokemon. Yeah, okay, this is like a very mediocre image, but this will have to do. But the fact that this was not in Brilliant, this was in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, but not in the original games, really is something I really find cool. So yeah, that's another tidbit of reference I found. Because the thing is, like, this just like there's just a regular like diamond in the like just like a regular diamond shape like this in the middle of that square in front of the stairs when you're playing Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. But for some reason in BDSP, it has this like rectangular shape. And when I played this for the first time, I noticed this, and I was like, why is there some kind of like, what is it, a flute? I thought it might be the Azure Flute, but the Azure Flute looks like really differently. I can show it to you guys right now. Because this is like an infamous, never released event, of course. Let me actually get a good big picture of that. Hold up, I can zoom in on this. This is the Azure Flute. It looks more like an ocarina than an actual flute. A regular flute, I should say. So it couldn't have been the Azure Flute, so I was really confused back in the day when I saw this specific pattern here. But now it all makes sense with the Celestica Flute, and I think that's a really cool, like, it's like a little bit of a, how do you call this? A little bit of a teaser towards Legend Arceus without us actually knowing it's a teaser. Welcome in, Antalk. How are you doing today? I hope you've had a lovely weekend and an amazing Sunday. I'm going over the findings I found, the research I did on Legends Arceus. And sharing it with you guys, all the references that I found towards other media. So let's move on to number 15. Item number 15. It's actually technically item number 14 because I started 2 here. So I'm pretty sure some of you have, most of the people that have access to Crimson Mirelands have probably already seen this. But there's like a large ass odd keystone like in the middle of the Shrouded Ruins. And if I recall correctly, I'm not sure, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Because I have not completed the quest myself, where you have to collect all the 107 wisps across the entire fucking region. I'm at like 87 or something like that. I'm not close to finishing that. But I'm pretty sure after you've collected all of them, you go to this specific shrine to then catch Spiritomb. I think. But this looks a lot like, this is basically identical to the regular old Keystone you get in, that's the underground sprite. Give me the actual sprite. It's Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire sprite. Is that everything I have? I guess this looks more similar at least. But as you can see, this is basic. I mean, you can see the shape is virtually identical. Welcome in, Son. For some reason, Automod held that message back. Thank you for the 50 bits. How are you doing today? You're enjoying this very much. Thank you, Heroic. I spent a long time researching all of this. I basically started this spreadsheet I think after last Sunday, previous Sunday, when I was into the game, and I was like, there's so many goddamn references. I have to keep track of this. So yeah, there's a lot here. And if I do happen to finish early, I might actually do the last post-game story. I'm not sure if I will get to that. I've been live for like 45 minutes already, and I think I'm not even fucking close to finishing one tab. So it's gonna take a while. But welcome in, Son. I hope you've had an amazing weekend and a splendid Sunday. Oh, yeah, no, I should not steal that phrase from Ro. She won't mind. Anyway. Odd Keystone. This is the odd Keystone that you get in like the regular Sinnoh games. Well, I say regular, I should probably say traditional Sinnoh games. Traditional seems more accurate, because this is of course like a very non-traditional game for Pokemon to do. So I'm going to stick to traditional when I'm referring to the other mainline games, being like Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, because there's a lot of reference to those games to here, which makes sense. This takes place in like the same region. I'm pretty sure, yeah, most of you know this, but like there's a pre-order bonus. I don't think it's a pre-order bonus. I think it's actually, if you have play data of Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl on your Switch, on that specific account you're playing Legends Arceus with, you can claim this mystery gift where you get an actually get a Galactic outfit, which I find hilarious because it does not fit. It does not fit whatsoever within the entire style of the game, but most of you have probably seen that this outfit is like wholly identical to Cyrus's outfit. So I just find this is like a really cool mystery gift that they did. I mean, I guess they did something similar in BDSP. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is what I mean with BDSP, where they gave a mystery gift of like a Platinum outfit if you have like the game pre-ordered or something like that, or like an early purchase bonus. It's something along those lines, which has the exact same outfit of the player characters in Pokemon Platinum, which I found was a really cool thing. And they did that again with this, but this is arguably a way cooler reference, because this is such an iconic outfit for people who have played other Sinnoh games. Yeah, this is something I could not really get a good screenshot of, because the lakes, the inside of the lakes are really tiny rooms, and it's really hard to like steer the camera in such a way that you can actually see the entire floor. But this is actually the same flooring as the lakes have in the original games. Let me see if I can find an image on that. It's probably here. Yeah. I don't think it's the same. I don't think I took this at Lake Valor. This might have been at Lake Verity. Anyway, you can see that the floor is virtually identical, which makes sense. These have been very untouched and very traditional caves. Like caves of myth, so to say. It's not easy whatsoever to open these caves, like especially in these games as well. It only happens like way further down in the story, which I'm not going to give spoilers about. But yeah, just like a nice little reference once again. Wow, Nightbot, you're going crazy. Nightbot's actually going crazy with the self-promos. Okay, this is a little bit of a spoiler. Okay, so we're getting into a little bit of spoiler alerts. This is regarding like the outfits of characters in the post-game or late in the game, or items that appear in the late game, or like key items in the late game or in the post-game. I will not spoil any story. I will try to not spoil any story after this whatsoever. But if you're inclined as to not hear what I have to tell about these specific next 4 items I'm going to discuss, I recommend you mute the stream for about like 4 or 5 minutes, maybe like 3 minutes, and I'll do like I think a sign like this to show that I'm not talking about spoilers anymore, because I feel like I cannot avoid them for some of these items here, just in case you wanted to play the game yourself still. Okay, so first we're going to talk about... Oh, sorry. I should probably say, okay, 5. I'm going to talk about spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. So first off, ever since like he climbed Mount Coronet, or tried to climb Mount Coronet to stop the space-time rift, Commander Commando is dressed in this very specific piece of armor, and not his regular gown anymore. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of his regular gown somewhere here. Yeah, it is right here. This is a regular gown, and for some reason he's wearing battle armor. And this is a very awkward reference. I really cannot place this well, but this is the exact same armor. Well, not the exact same, but it's similar armor to Wickstrom, one of the Elite Four of Kalos, X and Y. It's the exact same armor, but with a different color. This is black armor, Wickstrom has gray armor. So I feel like this indicates that Commander Commando not only has Hisuian roots, but also Kalosian roots, or is actually like related to Wickstrom. Maybe Wickstrom has Sinnoian roots or Hisuian roots, we don't know. We know very little about Wickstrom in general, let me just tell you that. I just found like that this was a very nice comparison, and it's probably somewhat related to that. It's just a nice little Easter egg, I feel like. The same goes for the Origin Ball. I'm not entirely sure if this is correct what I'm going to say, but this is a Pokeball you get at the later part of the main story. I'm not going to say what it's been used for, but this ball actually in style reminds me a lot of the Cherish Ball. And the Cherish Ball is used mainly in events, or like mainly in events. I should probably say, I should speak this out properly. This Pokeball is usually the Pokemon are in that are from events. Pokemon that you get a mystery gift for, they're usually in these kinds of balls. You cannot get these balls normally. They're only exclusive to event Pokemon. Which I found was like, I mean, I don't know if this is an actual reference. I mean, the balls look really, really similar. Like just basically all red, the all red aesthetic. And that's basically the only difference. Like you can still see like the top of the ball, and like the opener of the ball is a little different, but that's the same story for actual Pokeballs in this game. So I feel like these are similar enough to actually draw a comparison. Let's talk about the Adamant, Crystal, and Lustrous Orb. These are items in a post-game that Adamant and Arita give to you, and they can do stuff. I'm not obviously gonna say what they do, because spoilers. But these are, of course, predecessors, or let's say, predecessors, progenitors to the Lustrous Orb and the Adamant Orb, which are obtainable items for the traditional Sinnoh games. Oh, whoops, I accidentally closed Bulbapedia. That should not do that. I know that the similarity is not really that jarring at this moment, but the Adamant Crystal and the Lustrous Globe have influence on your Dialga or Palkia if you give them to them, which is the same as for Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, BDSP. If you equip the Adamant Orb or Lustrous Orb to them, they get a power boost in their moves. I think it's the Dragon moves only. I might be wrong on that. It might also be Steel or Water moves. But those are the references. What I'm assuming is that there are multiple Adamant Crystals and Lustrous Globes, like not a lot, but multiple that are passed down from generation to generation. And that like some are more rugged than others, some look a little bit different than others, but they all have like the same source, which I think might be Primeval Grotto, I'm not sure on that, so I'm not gonna go further into that. Spoilers are over. We're gonna talk about things that are also maybe actually spoilers, but at least I don't have to spoil a story for now. We're going to talk about 2 more items in the game that are not spoiler related, which are the Linking Chord and the Apricorn. I mean, the Linking Chords, like everyone who's at least like, I would say like 20 years old probably knows about the Game Boy feature. The original games, Red and Blue and Yellow, that required a linking cord between both Game Boy systems to trade with each other. This is technically called a link cable and not a linking cord. But, I mean, the resemblance is just so uncanny at this point that it has to be. This has to be, like, a nod to that, at least. If you know what I mean. Which I think is a really cool, interesting. The linking cord seems like a Pikachu face. I gotta admit, I don't really see that. I mean, I can kind of see what you mean, like the 2 ears and then... But I don't really see a lot of similarities other than how the cord is laid out. I feel like they just went for like a symmetrical kind of ordnance on this, but then they might be referencing a Pikachu. You might be right on that. I'm not entirely sure. I've said more unlikely things today, let's just say that. And apricorns are, of course, I mean, this is not really a reference, but there are references to, of course, the original apricorns that Chord uses in the Johto region. I think he's actually the last human on Earth to actually know the original way of using apricorns to make Pokeballs. This has been a really well-known fact in lore, in anime lore and game lore for a long time. So it's cool to see that you actually use apricorns in these games to make Pokeballs. It just feels like the traditional way, like Chord is still doing it these days, which I think is really cool. And I think these are the last 2 items on my list, for imagery at least. Flimk, hi there, welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Let's talk about the last items on the list here, which are, after you catch a Rotom, and you have completed the main story, these 2 mysterious items appear in your house. The stream is going amazing so far, thank you so much for asking. I'm glad to see you're doing well. But these 2 mysterious items appear in your house. It's a fridge and a washing machine, but that doesn't make sense for this timescape, so why do they appear? You can buy them from the... what's it called? The thing is, like, after you catch a Rotom, you can actually buy these machineries from, like, Ginter's daily buy. I'm not sure how expensive. I think they're, like, about 20k. But they're hella expensive. I don't have all of them, I just have these 2. So I just figured I'd put them like both here. But I mean, avid Pokemon fans already know this, but hold up. Turn the building. Rotoms Room. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Rotoms Room. And this Rotoms Room has made a comeback in multiple different. God damn it! I can't speak for the life of me. Let's actually keep this centered. I want to keep this centered as well. I just want the dog to look nice overall. Anyway, the Rotom Room is a room where you use a Rotom, or where if you have a Rotom, you can like plop it in one of these daily appliances, and it will turn into that form, like Rotom Frost, Rotom Fan, Rotom Wash, Rotom Heat, and Rotom Mow. Or you can interact with the exact same item that is already in to revert it back to its original form. And obviously these look like identical. Like, come on. So this is just to change your Rotom forms, obviously. But I think it's a really nice tidbit. Hi. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go back on here, because I got dessert. I'm gonna eat this real quick, and after that we'll move on to more. I've basically finished the imagery tab, but after that we'll move on to the dialogue tab, which is not that large. This is a way larger tab. Exactly, food check. Let me actually do salt check simultaneously. How high is my salt check? And I bought hello. Oh, 84%, that's hella high. Oh. By the way, are you guys enjoying stream so far? Are you guys enjoying what I'm showing? Like, am I spouting absolute nonsense or not? Please give me some feedback, because it's like the first time I'm actually doing such a thing on stream. Normally I just release these spreadsheets. For my lore part, have you been in Jubilee Village for like 3 minutes in the post game? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I am. I am enjoying voice and lore, yes, father. Okay. Thank you. So what do you have? Do you have something to add, Luis? Yeah, for context, I've explored most of the game. I've just not done the final mission yet. I might do that later on stream today, but I've basically done everything else. There's also a few side quests that I've not done yet. Didn't you notice something new? The village themes change over time and has 3 versions. The last one is... Is that the case? To be perfectly honest, I've played like a lot of the post game. I've played on the side, like while I was doing other stuff, like mostly without music. So I haven't listened to a lot of music in post game yet. To be honest, I have listened to like new themes, like legendary theme, but I didn't know Jubilee Village had new themes. That's really interesting. I'll definitely give that a listen. Thank you for the tip on that. You stay there for like 3 minutes, you start hearing city vibe. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, I would love to hear that. We could actually give that a listen like right after this too. Yeah, for sure. When the motive started, I was like, wait a minute, who are you? That's me basically with every fucking game theme of this game. Except for like Leventon's team and like Paulina's team. Those are like wholly new teams, which I think are really cool. Still, I vibe to those songs. I mean, they do seem to have influences of other like, how should I say this? Other musical pieces of other Pokemon games, but nothing that's like an obvious indicator like, oh, this is based on this music. Okay, so let's move on. Let's also take a sip of water. Hydrate, please hydrate. I'll redeem this time myself. Let's hydrate, everyone. Let's see, how's the music going? Let's see, we're pretty close to the end of 1, but... Okay. Pardon me. Holy shit, that was a big ass burp. Okay. So let's move on to dialogue. This page is a lot less big. Like, a lot less big. But it's still, there's some dialogue that really, I think is really, really cool. Especially the first one that I have here. I don't know when this conversation triggers or when you get this. But at some point in time, there will be this fella close to the farm. He's chopping these trees. And when you interact with him, he says, I'm gonna make a wood carving of Krogunk to show how grateful I am. I mean, when I saw this dialogue, I flipped out, honestly. Wikipedia probably has something like that, right? No, it doesn't. Come on. Oh, someone actually made this in real life. That's hella cool. Come on. Why is this so obscure? This should not be this obscure. It should be just a screenshot, right? Let's just say Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Maybe if I say Wooden. Also, Village Bridge, hella good theme. Let's put this to moderate, doesn't help. Oh, whoops, you can actually see my full name right there in my web browser. I did not notice that. Do not perceive. Hold up. Actually, color source. Wait a second for this, guys. I'm just gonna like real quick block this part. This part, because that part shows my actual full name. I did not realize that until now. I'd rather not share that information. It also shows the university where I study at, so it's like a little bit too close. Anyway, come on, let's see if we can actually find an in-game screenshot of this. Come on. I mean, this is a Pokemart in Diamond and Pearl, but there's supposed to be, like, if in Pastoria City. Hold up. Why did I not type Pastoria City then? How can I not find a screenshot of this? Hold up. Ooh, Verbank City. Come on, there's gotta be, like, some information on this Krogunk statue, right? Yeah, here. The mascot of Pastoria City is Krogunk, as there's a statue of one in the Pokemon. Reflected in the anime. It's even reflected in an anime episode, Cream's Krogunk Crop. Like, this text proves it all, I'm pretty sure. But it doesn't show, like, any picture for Krogunk, of like that Krogunk statue, right? Like, it shows anime pictures, of course. But there's like an actual, like, a small statue. Here, in Platinum, if the players... Oh, that's the Krogunk wall, even. You know what? I'm just gonna screenshot this specific trivia. And I'm gonna put that in the doc. But I thought that this was a really cool piece of trivia, honestly. It's of course hella small, because I put it in there. It should be a little bit more legible. Yeah, that's a little bit more legible, I hope. Anyway, I thought that was a really cool. This was really cool, like, nod towards the original games. That the thing was, this Krogunk statue in Pastoria City Pokemart is not there in Diamond and Pearl. It's just there in Platinum, and for some reason, like, the community was like freaking out about this. Like back in the day, like, what is this? Why is it suddenly here? Do we get, like, I don't know, fucking, like, new Krogunk evolution in Generation 5? What the hell is happening here? And everyone was like freaking out. And like nothing came of it for like several years. It apparently is just like some kind of tradition in the Hisui/Sinnoh region to carve Krogunks, which started apparently here. Which I think is really cool. Like, the mystery is kind of like solved right now. Also, this lady from the security corps, this happens only in the early game. She says, are they making... she's talking about the security corps. They're only hanging out at the wallflower, eating potato mochi. Are they making some sort of potato decks or what? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I recently played Sword and Shield, and my brain just immediately goes to the curry decks. Like literally the curry decks. Hold up. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here, the curry decks. They even show it right here. You can, like, where you can keep a sort of like a compendium of all kind of different curry that you have made. And they were talking about, are they making the potato decks or what? And my brain immediately went here. I don't know if this is an actual reference to the curry decks, but if it's one, it's really cool, in my opinion. Do you guys agree with me on this? Do you think this is an intentional nod to this? Or do you think it's just me being trippy? Because I'm honestly not sure on this one. I just saw like potato decks and I was like, bro, they're referencing Sword and Shield. I might also just be completely wrong. Okay, next up. Leventon. When you tame Weirdeer, like it's fairly early on in the plot. When you tame Weirdeer, he's talking about he's taking note of the right Pokemon in Alola. Apparently, these things are already a thing. Apparently, like we all thought when Gen 7 came out that right Pokemon were something like that was fairly new to the Alola region, but apparently this has been around like more than 550 years. Something like that. So that's crazy. Like actually crazy that right Pokemon have been around for this long. So I'm not gonna... I mean, I could try to like find a picture for that to accompany that, but I think he literally mentions it right here. So like this is a pretty obvious reference, so to say. Well, let me actually also let's do it like that, but still want to keep this one centered. No, actually I want to keep everyone centered. Hold up. Yeah. But like this is obviously, he's talking about Alola's right Pokemon. I think most of them you can see on this artwork. But yeah, they came back in this game, which made me really happy. No hidden moves. Fuck hidden moves. But still, I think it's really cool that Leventon just casually drops that he has heard of Alola. Alola exists like this far back in the past, and right Pokemon already existed this far in the past. I just think like connections like these to other regions are really dope. Okay, so let's move on to Marcia, who has a side quest in the Diamond settlement about that she needs a medicine that can cure Psyduck's headache. I mean, we probably all know about this if you've played Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, or Brilliant Diamond or Shiny Pearl. Oops. You know about the side quest that is inherent to the Psyducks that block the way to Celestic Town. The Psyducks that block the way towards Celestic Town that you have to get a secret potion for that Cynthia gives you later on in the story. And the Psyducks are standing there because they have a headache as well. This is probably just really nice, like, nod to the head. Not to the head, that's not even a fucking phrase, Noah, come on. It's just like a really nice nod to Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, which they have done a lot in this game. So I'm really, really gushing about this a lot. It's probably not the best screenshot I can find, honestly. Fuck, what's the route again? Is it to 10 that the Psyducks are on? It is, but this picture has no Psyducks. This picture also has no Psyducks. Let's see if I can find like a Psyduck picture on this specific page. Otherwise I might have to go back to Googling. Yeah, initially it's impossible to travel north past the cafe as a gathering of Psyduck blocks the way. They suffer from serious headache and refuse to make way, and they are forced to head east. Later, once the secret medicine has been obtained from Cynthia... Oh, secret medicine, not secret potion. Oops, I was on the wrong page. Oh no, it's the same thing. Okay. Anyway, if anyone has like a better screenshot of like the Psyduck standing in the way, and I cannot find it right now, then feel free to send it to me. Yeah, this is a good enough picture. I'll just rob this person of his picture. There we go. Okay, next up, we're gonna talk about Ingo. Ingo has a lot of things that he's talking. Basically, This man is a walking reference machine. Everything he says, almost everything he says, is a fucking reference to his old life as Battle Subway boss, together with Emmett. I have not gone through every single line of dialogue for Ingo, but I've got the ones that are like the coolest to pick out of some sorts. Which is like, I think I picked out like 4 or 5. Yeah, I picked out 4. So let's go through them now. Here in this first, like most of these are when he's guiding us through Wayward Cave, because you have like a heart-to-heart with Ingo when you're crossing through the dark Wayward Cave. And in this first one, he says, I recall faintly that I had a partner once, a precious one. He's basically reminiscing about memories he thinks he has, but he's not sure if these are correct memories. Like he cannot really place them. He's kind of like suffering from amnesia, so to say, because he got dropped through an actual ultra wormhole or space-time rift into this dimension. Because this is the actual Ingo from Black and White, the actual Ingo from Black to White 2. This is the exact same person, a faller, so to say, just like the main character. And as you can see, we can actually just look up this fella right here. As you can see, outfit matches exactly with this guy. Exactly, it's just this outfit has been torn a little bit. Anyway, so here in Black to White, no. As you can see in the Super Single trains, his partners are Excadrill, Haxorus, and it's specifically Chandelure. Chandelure is a Pokemon that's with him in most of his teams that he's using in the Battle Subway. So he is talking about his partner Chandelure here, which is really cool, I think. And he's still remembering stuff like that. He's also starting to say, I'm starting to recall a man who looked like me. Here he is, of course, talking about his twin brother, Emmett. No further explanation, probably, because I already talked about Ingo and Emmett and their duo thing. Also, this is something I found really weird. I'm going to skip this one for now. I'll go back to that after this one. And Ingo is also saying, here, what am I saying? Hidamoos? There are no such things in Arceus, surely. He's mentioning HMs here, which have been a staple in the games, like, basically up until Oras. Up until, like, a few years, like 8 years ago, something like that. There's not really a proper prediction, proper picture for this. I guess I could just like grab this one. That will suffice for now. But he's of course referencing HMs, hidden moves like Rock Smash, Surf, Waterfall, Fly, freaking Whirlpool that you used to have on your team to traverse regions, which is not the case anymore for most Pokemon games. Mikey, how are you doing? How are you doing? My throat's starting to feel a little bit sore because I'm talking a lot. I'm basically giving a lecture on like Pokemon history. But yeah, Mikey, I hope you had an awesome weekend and an awesome Sunday. How are you doing today? Okay, so Ingo is also talking about, if you follow the track marked by torches, you'll reach the terminus of this cave. Which I found really odd wording. But then I realized, hey, this is probably a stretch. I'm doing good as well, thank you for asking. This is probably a stretch, but bear with me here. Even though Terminus Cave is not a thing in Unova, it's a thing in Gallows. Let's see, do I have a nice picture of the outside of Terminus Cave, or just insides? Let me just actually Google Terminus Cave. What are these pictures? I should probably type Pokemon after it. Show me the outside of, like, a good pic. Okay, I guess this is a good picture of the outside of Terminus Cave. I'll put it right here. And you can see the Terminus Cave is like a side cave. It's not even mandatory for progression in X and Y, but it's a cave on the side of a route in which go railroad tracks. And this dialogue is obviously assuming that before Ingo was transported to this world by Arceus, just like the main character, he has probably visited Terminus Cave. Because this man loves trains. He's like the boss of the battle subway, together with Emmett, his twin. This man is in love with trains. He battles in trains constantly. So probably 90% of his mind is set up, like 90% of his mind is occupied by trains and Pokemon. So it only actually makes sense that he actually visited like this historical site, Terminus Cave, where train railroad tracks used to have trains or minecarts that went through them, but they're now unused. Which I think is a really weird callback to Kalos. This is like... And the only reason I think that he's calling back to this is because of his word choice of Terminus. The terminus of this cave. And the name of this cave is Terminus Cave, in case you didn't catch on to that. Like, it's a really odd reference, and I don't know if he's actually referencing Terminus Cave here, but like the word choice is so specific that I feel like it's really obscure reference, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's talk about Adamant, who is actually writing, not writing, he's saying history as it goes. This is not that obvious of a reference, but once you have quelled the 4th Noble Frenzy, I'm not going to say the name of Noble Frenzy in case anyone still wants to play, I'm not going to spoiler it, but after this, he's basically quoting a wisdom that his father or grandfather, it's not really clear in this conversation, gave to him. And this, some of you might recognize this, more of the avid fans. Give not in to sorrow, give not in to anger, offer only friendship to those around you, and then it goes on for a little bit. This is a poem that you can read in Canalave Library. Like it's a poem found in one of the books in Canalave Library. Let's see if I can find a picture of Canalave Library just to depict that. And you're probably going to have to trust on my word, because there's a lot of books in Canalave Library, but it's basically one of the wisdoms in one of the poet-related books in Canalave Library. Which I think is really cool that he's just straight up saying this out loud, and he's not really referencing it as if it's already a poem. It's because he's specifically saying, like, my father shared this wisdom with me, or my grandfather, I don't really remember. But yeah, I just think it's really cool that he's just like referencing like given sayings, given poems that still later on are still preserved in Canalave Library in modern day, which I think is really cool. Also, if you're planning on playing this game, and if you do not want spoilers about the Menifee side quests, I'm gonna do this sign when you can unmute yourself, but I'll be talking about spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so in the Menifee side quest, no, let's start somewhere else. So in BDSP, there's this new book. Like almost all books in Canalave Library are identical in Diamond Pearl Platinum as they are from Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. This was found in the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl days, that this specific book, first off, was talking about, like in the original games, Diamond Pearl Platinum, it was talking about humans having intercourse with Pokemon, that used to be a thing back in the day. So I'm pretty sure most of the people thought they scrapped that book for like age rating reasons. But they replaced it with this book, which is talking about the Prince of the Sea. And as we know from the Menifee movies, or like the movie featuring Menifee, Menifee is often referred to as the Prince of the Sea, or the Sea's Prince. And they're talking about a Menifee, or like this Prince of the Seas, being able to overcome dangers together with his friends Mantike, Buizel, and a quillfish with huge spikes. People were like, what the fuck is a quillfish with huge spikes? What is this book doing here? Why are they talking about Menifee? People were really confused when BDSP launched and they saw this. Or like, at least I was, avid lore hunter that I am. So what's really cool that they added in Legends Arceus is that they added a side quest where they honestly to God, I'm not lying, you have to go to a specific point on Vilstone Cape with a Mantike, a Buizel, and an Overquill in your party. Overquill is the evolution of Hisuian Quillfish, a new Quillfish form. And Overquill is basically a Quillfish with like enormous spikes. If you have those three in your party and go to specific parts of, I think it's Deadwood Haunt, not sure, a cave will open up where Manaphy can be found in, and Fiones, of course. Which is a really cool reference, in my opinion. What was the cave called again? Hold up, let me see. I actually used this website to... yeah, this unlocks a new cave, but it's not saying what the name of the cave is. This is basically where I also pulled the screenshot from. And you can see the entire excerpt here. Once upon a time in the East Sea, there was a Pokemon known as the Prince. Brave human asked the Pokemon living in the sea to let them see the Prince. Man-type Weasel and a Quillfish with huge spikes acknowledged the human's bravery and joined them. Together they set off in a boat over the Sunset Street Sea, sailing through the Ocean Gate. Also, Candleleaf City team just popped on in the background. Nice. Oh yeah, and they meet him at the Seaside Hollow. That's the quote that they were talking about. So let's see if I can actually get a picture of the Seaside Hollow. It's probably not going to be a really good picture, so I'm just going to put a picture of Manaphy. People will know what I'm talking about. Boop, boop, boop. Which is a really cool sub-generation connection I found. Are you guys still enjoying this, by the way? Because I feel like I've been rambling on for like at least 90 minutes right now. Are you guys still like into this? Also, not talking about spoilers anymore. Are you guys still liking this so far? Because I think there's only like 2 more dialogue excerpts that I want to discuss, and after that I'll go for a little bit of a pee break. You guys can also go pee back then if you want. But I'm just gonna like really move on right now for a little bit. I'm gonna grab just one more picture for this one, because this excerpt is pretty obvious. Because in the post game, when you go to Prelude Beach and have another battle with Commander Commando is telling you, because this is back at the end of the game when the people of Hisui actually realize that there's not just one god that rules over Hisui, but there's basically 2 gods that, like Dialga and Palkia, and not just one almighty Sinnoh. So he was like, okay, since there's not just one god Sinnoh, but 2 gods, Dialga and Palkia, why not name the region the Sinnoh region, which is the name that the region has in modern day, which is, of course, a callback to the original game, the traditional games, Diamond Pearl, Platinum, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. 2Bro, welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you're doing actually amazing so far. Today, I should say, not so far. And there's one more thing about location renaming. That's why I grouped them together. But when you go to the Temple of Sinnoh, that's what it's called in Legend Arceus, with Volo. I've not done this myself because I think this is part of the final quests. He's saying that because this temple was intact before you went ahead and did like the last part of the main story, but everything was like destroyed then, at that moment. And when you go back to Temple of Sinnoh with Volo for the post-game quest, he's saying that the pillars are all sharp and broken now, like pillars now turned into spears, stabbing into the heavens, like Spear Pillar, the name of the temple in the current day and age. So this is another feature of locations being renamed. And I'll talk about locations being renamed a lot in this tab. But I'll first go over a pee break. I'll scroll up a little bit. Yeah, I'll go pee for now. I hope you guys can still hear the background music when I'm going to my BRB screen, but if you're like bursting like me at the moment, I'll be gone for like 1 minute, so please take this time to refill your water bottle, I don't know, like stretch, pee as well, maybe even take a quick dump, I don't know. Do something like away from the screen for like a minute, just so that you don't become a shrimp like me, okay? I'll be right back. Hello everyone, I'm back again. Oh, wrong screen. This is the right screen. Okay. So, let's move on to locations. I've basically only added the names of locations, but these are like several named locations in Isui that I handpicked, basically, that I think reference a specific part of the region as it was before, related to how it is in modern day. So I'm gonna first go over the obvious ones, and then I'll tell you my thoughts about the other ones, okay? So first, the obvious ones, Turnback Cave is still Turnback Cave in modern Sinnoh. The same goes for Spring Path. The same goes for Wayward Cave. The same goes for Snowpoint Temple and Celestian Ruins. These locations are all locations that are still in, how do you say this? In the traditional Sinnoh games, in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. But I want to actually tell you guys about something very interesting, because there's an area in the Obsidian Fieldlands close to Sanjam Flats, which of course is referencing Sanjam Town, and it's called Romanus Island, which this is obviously referencing Romanus Park. And in the same area close to that, more to the east, Orboro Tunnel, and this is probably referencing Orberg Gate, or Orberg Mine, one of the two, or maybe even Orberg City, who knows. Cool little tidbits. Hold up, give me 1 sec. Alright. I'm back east. Okay, so let's talk about more locations. I probably actually want to pull up Cerebi here so I can actually talk about the locations with the map in front of me. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Legends Arceus. Location database. So I was talking about Obsidian Fieldlands, of course. Can I see the map for that? Yeah, okay. It's right here. Can I see location names here, maybe? No, probably not. Anyway, you guys cannot even see my cursor, right? Oh no, you can. Okay, so as you can see, there's Lake Verity right here, which is close to the Sandgem Flats over here, and Raminus Island is over here. This all makes sense with the games. The game, so to say, or like with the modern games. And Orboro Tunnel is somewhere around here, which also makes sense game location wise, but then the Heartwood is here. And people are saying that that place is Eternal Forest, but because of the music that's playing there, but geographically that does not make sense. Like the Heartwood Forest should be like around here, or maybe even like in the Alabaster Islands, or close to the Ancient Retreats. So yeah, the Heartwood is not here. I mean, the Heartwood is there, but that's not Eternal Forest, other than what the music may tell you. And also, Flowaro Gardens, this is probably akin to Floaroma Town, because these are called the Flowaro Gardens. Like the etymology is pretty close to the name. So let's add that to the list as well. Okay. I have to head out, amigo. Thank you for the work and passion you put into this. It's really paid off. Thank you so much, Heroic. Have a nice evening. I'll see you later. Bye bye. Ooh, what's this music? Dreamyard. I knew that. Okay, but let me actually talk about the map of Hisui, because the Obsidian Fieldlands are around here. So that you would expect that Jubilife City would be somewhere around here, but it's here, more in the location of where Candlelight City is. Well, the reason you can actually see that Jubilife Village is actually at the location of Candlelight City is because it's a port, just like Candlelight City in modern day Pokemon is a port, but also because they have a street called Candela Avenue, which references Candlelight City. So Jubilife Village obviously references Jubilife City, but it has been relocated apparently at some point in the past, because Jubilife Village is in the exact location of Candlelight City, which I think is really interesting. And also there's a restaurant in Jubilife Village. It's called the Sebi Kitchen. This is of course referencing the Sebi Islands from Kanto. And we were earlier talking about the Temple of Sinnoh, how that was renamed to Spear Pillar later because of the spear-like pillars that were left over. And we also have, of course, let me whip up the Cobalt Coastlands. We have over here the Vilstone Cape, but you were actually expecting Vilstone City to be more along the lines of right here, because this is Turnback Cave, and Vilstone City is north of Turnback Cave. But the cape is still here, Vilstone Cape, because it obviously references Vilstone City, but it's, again, this is a place that has been relocated. Or like relocated, maybe they took the name from that cape and we're saying just like, okay, let's just make a city near that cape and we'll call it the same name as the cape. You know, just saying. Because honestly, when you look at Cobalt Coastlines, this here location, or like these, more like this location, this is more akin to Candlelight City, not Candlelight City, the Sunyshore City, if you know what I mean. And we also here see Firespit Island, which is a volcano. This only makes sense to be akin to Stark Mountain, which is also an active volcano in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, etc. And we of course also have another area called Coronet Highlands. I mean, I don't have to say to you that This is akin to Mount Coronet. And then we have one more location left over, which is the Celestica Ruins. Don't quite remember where that was. As you can see, I did not do my research very extensively. But I think the Celestica Ruins are like around here, which makes a lot of sense for Celestic Town to be located, which makes sense because the peak of Mount Coronet is right here and Celestic Town is a little bit to the southeast of that. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I think that's all locations. So that's nice. And now I'm not going to stop over for the music, because a lot of the music in Legends Arceus that has, let's say, that has like motives that are similar to other tracks, are just like tracks that also appear in these other games. Like, as you can see, the trainer battle of PLA is heavily inspired by the trainer battle of Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and the Pearl Platinum. The same goes for like the Warden and Galaxy Team battle, heavily inspired by the Gym Leader battlefield. Magnus Thor, thank you so much for the follow, Magnus. How are you doing today? And as you can see, there's a lot of similarities here. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend, by the way, Magnus. I kind of interrupted myself there. As you can see, there's a lot of similarities, like miscellaneous legendaries, like Guardian battle themes. I am not gonna come over all of those, because a lot of these make sense. And I've already talked about the similarities between the Heartwood and Eternaforce music, even though that does not make sense location-wise. But what I do want to share with you, for which I'm gonna pause the music actually, is how the credits actually are a really big-ass nod to, for some reason, the Route 209 day theme of Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, which I think is really cool. You had a good weekend? Nice. I had an amazing weekend. Thank you for asking. Okay, so let's hear it out. Oh, that did not start at the start. Can you guys hear this? Yeah. Okay, so you basically get the gist of this music, right? I'm gonna wait until the drop happens. Yeah, okay, so you basically get the gist of this music, right? Now let's compare that to the credits song. I'm gonna switch off this scene because it might give spoilers, but you can still hear it. As you can see, it's like almost the identical motif, but with more high notes too, and more drums, more cymbals to like kind of denote that this is more of like a high point in life, more like euphoric moments. But as you can hear, the motives are really similar to Route 209 Day, and I think that's so cool to hear. I could honestly listen to this song for days on end, but I'm not gonna stand still too long. And as I said, like all the other themes, the connections they make to other themes from other games, that these make sense, right? But you wouldn't expect that from this one. So, yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, okay, so let's move on to what most people have actually here been waiting for. Figuring out the ancestries of every fucking character that I could screenshot that looks remotely remarkable. This is gonna be a task. Oh, hi there, Lee. Welcome in. Or Dev, I should say. Dev. Hi there, welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you've had an amazing weekend. Okay. First off, this music is getting a little bit too upbeat for me. For the vibes. Let's just... Yeah, this fits more. This fits more, I feel like. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the very obvious ones. Like, the ones that most people will see. By the way, I'm not planning on using my browser anymore, I think. So I'm going to remove that block real quick. First I'm going to come over the very obvious ones, then somewhat over the less obvious ones, and then over the ones I'm actually not really sure about and are mostly based on speculation, which are not a lot, but I'll save those for last. Pardon me. Just taking a break from fursuit making. Saw you were streaming? Oh, cool. What kind of fursuit did I make? I almost said surf food. I mean, we all know that Akari and Rei are basically the ancestors of Dawn and Lucas. We know. Like we know. I don't have to explain that to anything. Like, the resemblance is just simply uncanny. I mean, you can see it in literally almost every character trait that they have, so I'm not gonna stand still for that long on them. And I think also 99% of people will agree with me that Mars, or that Arezu, I don't know how you pronounce her name, is a descendant, is an ancestor or progenitor of Mars, of Team Galactic. As you can see, the reason I'm going over the obvious ones first is because I want to just specify the reasons why they're obvious, and most of them is because of either clothing or hairstyles. Sometimes it's also tied into behavior or accents or stuff like that, but that's more of where the speculation comes in. As you can see, the easy to denote ones are the ones that have similar hairstyle and similar clothing. So I'll be going off of those for other characters as well. Just so you know what I'm basing my assumptions on. We have another obvious one here. We have we have Charm, who has a Rhydon and a Gengar, who is a descendant, or is in the same bloodline as Agatha and Bertha. This has been speculation for a long time if these two people are actually related, Agatha and Bertha. But this basically confirms it, I guess. Or that they have some sort of relation from this long ago. Because what I'm thinking is that Agatha and Bertha are both descendants of this same Charm. But they're probably very distant families still. Even though they look alike. I feel like that is. Choi is also a really obvious one. He is obviously a predecessor or progenitor or ancestor of Charon. Clover is also a really obvious one. I'm just going to get the obvious ones out of the way because I'm pretty sure no one would argue with me over these. Oh, no, I don't want to save the image. Just want to copy it. By the way, I'm using Bulbapedia for all my image sources, just so you know. Grandma. I wouldn't say grandma, honestly, because these games probably take place 300 to 500 years before the events of Diamond, Pearl, Platinum and most other Pokemon games, modern Pokemon games. So I wouldn't say grandma. I would say more very, very old ancestors. That's why I'm using the word ancestor and progenitor and predecessor, because these are... It's probably her great well, okay, it's probably her great grandma, so to say. I think just note it like that. Coin, I'm pretty sure no one will argue me that this is a predecessor of Saturn. I mean, look at the fucking hairstyles. Who the fuck has this hairstyle? This guy's no drip. And I'm pretty sure no one would argue over me that Colza is an ancestor of Gardenia. There's a lot of ancestry going on in this game, honestly. And I'm pretty sure no one will argue over me that Silene is an ancestor of Cyrus. Garrick is less obvious, but still pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure no one would argue over me that Ginter is a predecessor of Volkner. I mean, The clothing is not really similar, but that's because the Ginkgo guilds basically all wear the same clothing. But as you can see, the hairstyle and the facial expressions and the eyebrows are all the same. So this is like pretty solid evidence. Also, the laid back, like sitting on a chair, kind of thing that Volkner does from time to time as well. It just fits with the narrative, if you know what I mean. I mean, Ingo is of course Ingo. It's not really an ancestor. It's just the guy. It's him. Like, look at the clothing. It's nigh identical. Let's see, comparison. Yeah. Rita is less obvious. Iskun is not that obvious. I mean, Commando. What's his name again? I forgot his name. Yeah, Rowan. Like, this is a predecessor to Professor Rowan. Ooh. I'm pretty sure we can all see that one. Ingo and Emmett. Yeah, but this specifically, like, this is Ingo. His name is even Ingo in the game, so this is Ingo. His twin did not come along. People bash me for this, but this is Loki, Leon. Leon, I think, is an ancestor to Clay. Like, look at, oh, I'm pressing the wrong things. They literally have the exact same hat. Like, look at it. It's the exact same hat. That's the only reason I'm basing this off that one piece of clothing. It's the exact same hat. And you can also see, like, kind of in their dialogue that they both have, like, some sort of southern accent. So that makes even more sense in that regard. Which means that Lean's family line actually moved to Unova at some points. Probably together with Alder's family line. Are there any other people from other regions here? Yeah, I guess Charm's family line also went to, like, some part of her family might have gone to Kanto. I mean, Charm mentions in the game that she came from Kanto herself, so it could be that, like, some of her family still is in Kanto, and that some of her family, or maybe only herself, came over to Hisui, and that's the way how Agatha and Bertha are, like, a very distant family, that she's like the link. I'm pretty sure no one would argue over me that Marley is identical, or not identical, that Mai and Marley basically are related. Like, come on, they have the exact same facial expression and hairstyle. That's what I'm basing this entire thing on, facial expression, hairstyle, clothing. It's pretty obvious. I swear to God, not everyone has an ancestor, I feel like, in this game. But a lot of people do. Pacell is also really obvious. You can make cases for both of these, but I think it's a combination of both. I think Pacell is an ancestor of Myra, but also of Nurse Joy, because she basically fulfills the role of Nurse Joy in this game, and she's talking about considering to build up several. Yeah, that does not fuck with the image. Okay, cool. About starting a chain of buildings that actually take care of Pokemon. So I feel like these fates are like intertwined in some way, if you know what I mean. Rai is a very specific NPC for one side quest, and he wants you to battle you with a Lucario. I mean, this guy is obviously the predecessor of Riley. And I think we can all agree that Sanqua is an ancestor of Karen. I'm pretty sure that Thule is an ancestor of Greta, which is a battle frontier in Hoenn, which does not make a lot of sense initially. Well, actually, let me reformat this a little bit so this is like centered. Same for this. Let's center this. But like, you can see the hairstyles and the eye colors. The face is like identical. Volo is an interesting case So I'll leave him for later, because he might have multiple ancestors. Or not, I'm saying it the other way around, but he might have multiple people in modern games that he is an ancestor to. So I'll leave that. Leave Volu for now. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Thank you for mentioning that actually, but Kogita is obviously an ancestor to Cynthia. Exact same hairstyle and facial expression. Also both very much interested into myths and in the history of Sinnoh / Hisui, so that makes sense. And the last one on the list is Zizu here, and Zizu, they're just in alphabetical order. Zizu is an ancestor of Flint, I think. I mean, I'm like 90% sure. We're starting to get more into the guessing part, but basically, it's the entire way of their mannerisms, if you know what I mean. Let me actually center this, and then scroll up, and okay, yeah. It's the entire way of their mannerisms, like when they start battle, they do the like hot pose, like Zizu does that, and Flint does that. And we already know from all Sinnoh games that Flint and Buck are related in some way, shape, or form. We don't know how exactly they are related, but we know that Flint and Buck are related to each other. So I'll just put Buck here as well. Okay, so now let's come over the less obvious ones, because I'm pretty sure that Adamant and Irida have no, let's say, no discernible. Like, I hear a lot of people saying that Irida has a lot of similarities to Mei, but that's purely because of her hairstyle. And it's not really that convincing, because Mei's hairstyle has been very different over various media, and it's never been exactly this hairstyle. Also, there's no actual clothing that hints towards specifically Mei or specifically Serena, is what I've heard other people say. So, I think these are wholly, how do I say this? Wholly new characters, like characters we are not affiliated with in any way, shape, or form. In my opinion. Envy is an interesting one, because this is a really obscure character in the original Diamond and Pearl games, and actually not in Diamond and Pearl, this character is only in Pokemon Platinum. It is Castle Valet, or Palace Valet, the Rock, one of the Frontier Brains. And like, look at their hairstyles, it's basically undistinguishable from each other. Their bloodline deaded. Yeah, basically. Or maybe they are ancestors to characters we don't know exist yet. They could be ancestors to characters that, like, I don't know, feature a main role in Generation 9 games or in other games. We might have not met them yet. So that's also something. What's this music? This is not relaxing whatsoever. Actually, it's alright. Okay. But I think everyone agrees with me that The Rock and Thea are related in some sort of way, right? Just purely because of the hairstyle. For Anvin, I haven't really found any character that looks like him. So I'm just gonna say, he was not important enough of a character. Sorry, Benny. Just because his ace is a Gallade, and because his hairstyle is specifically like this when he reveals himself as Ninja, I think he's a predecessor to Wally, personally. I think Kalaba has no predecessors, although some people say she is related to Mina, although I can't really see why. Like, they say it's the Hanging Ice Axe, but I don't agree. I don't think she's related to Mina in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so let's see, what's the next one we haven't filled in yet? Garrick. So in my opinion, this is purely because of the sternness of both characters and somewhat similar hairstyles. I think Garrick might be an ancestor to Wulfric from the Kalos games. I'm not sure on this one. This is just like, throw it out there, asterisk, not sure. Might be. Like, the similarities are there, and they're both like Masters of Ice type. They both have an Avalugg, or like well, Garrick is the Lord of an Avalugg, and Wolfric's Ace Pokemon is an Avalugg, so it links them in that way. Isken, I'm pretty sure, has no descendants. Also, some people have made a point about Lenora. And to be honest, I haven't really put them together next to each other, but I don't think they look alike whatsoever. Like not at all. So I'm just gonna say that there's no known descendants of Isken. Same goes for Polina. Although some people say she's related to Berg, I don't really see it. Honestly, same goes for Millie. Some people say that Millie is related to Avery or to Lucian, but there's no actual concrete similarities. So I'm gonna just say no. Okay, so this is an interesting one, Professor Levinson. I actually want to save Levinson for last. Simona does not look similar in any way, shape, or form to anyone. Cao Hua, I am not sure if this man is related to Opal. I am not sure. Like I'm not sure. This is like 5 asterisks after this. It's mostly because of the posture they have, and their hairstyles and their sternness. That's the only thing I'm going off. But those are also like just old people traits. Like everyone becomes old at some point. Okay, not everyone of course, but you know what I mean. So this is like multiple asterisks. So I'm just gonna say this is like an NA. Well, actually no. I should put Opal in here. It has like more evidence than other characters. So, and about Volo. Some people are saying, with rights obviously, that this is an ancestor. Cynthia just as Kogita is, but nowhere in, like, okay, so bear with me here. If Kogita and Volo are both ancestors to Cynthia, but Kogita and Volo are not related in any way, shape, or form, then I feel like they can't both be ancestors to Cynthia, right? I mean, that would make sense, right? If they're not related to each other, they're not gonna fuck each other, because Kogita is like a widow. I feel like this is not correct. It does not feel correct. Obviously, he looks like Cynthia. But in my opinion, Volo has more traits of Lucamine than of Cynthia. They both kind of got like, okay, spoiler alert. I will talk about spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Volo is a crazy ass motherfucker in the post game. Just like Lucamine is a crazy ass motherfucker. They're both crazy. And you see, Lucamine here has her outfit is mostly white and gold with green accents. And if we see Volo's true form, let me actually Google wielder Volo. You see tutorials with how to be leader Volo. Can I get a picture of like Legends Arceus? I can't really get a full-blown image of him, but he basically has a white and gold outfit with green accents. The green accents you cannot see because they're mostly into the pants. And they both dress like animals or have obsessions with Pokemon, dressing as Pokemon. Because as you can see, Volo's style here is heavily related to, you cannot see the bottom, but like at his pants he has some Arceus symbols. He's obviously dressed like Arceus. Oh, I don't have to Google Lily here, I can just go to Lily here. And as you can see, come on, give me Lily. No, that's true form Lily. I want like the other outfit of Lily. Yeah, this outfit right here. She dresses her daughter like a fucking Nihilego. She dresses her daughter like a Pokemon. And obviously, she dresses her son like a Pokemon as well. Like a fucking Zangoose. And also, both of these characters have an obsession towards some legendary Pokemon. For Volo, it's Arceus and Giratina. For Lusamine, it's Nihilego and other Ultra Beasts. So I feel like these two just have too many similarities that I cannot ignore it whatsoever. You know what I mean? And because of the reasoning that... Okay. Spoilers end here. And because of the reasons I just gave and the reasons that Cynthia probably does not have two different ancestors that long ago, I think Volo is the ancestor of Lusamine and not Cynthia. Now this is an interesting case. Oh wait, I forgot about Sabi actually. Hold up. I don't think Sabi has any ancestors whatsoever. Some people say she looks like Hapu, some people say she looks like Cheryl. Honestly, I could see Cheryl. Yeah, you know what? The more I look at it, the more she looks like Cheryl, honestly. Yeah, the more I think, the more I look at it, the more I think about it, the more she looks like Cheryl. She doesn't look like Cheryl personality-wise, but that's also because Sabi is just a kid in these games, and Cheryl is like a full-grown woman, or like at least 15 years old. So yeah. And the only reason I'm going off of here is the hairstyle. That's the only thing. But this is like asterisk area. And the last one I wanted to talk about is Leventon. I don't think Leventon has any direct descendants, but from previous evidence and from the all the evidence I will name now, he has stripes in his pants, just like a lot of Galar characters like Leon and like Hop have stripes, like vertical stripes in their clothes. You can see it here too. Plus, we already saw earlier some Galar hints from here. The chimneys on the Team Galaxy headquarters represent Galarian Weezing. And I have not screenshotted any dialogue of Professor Leventon. I've not screenshotted any dialogue of Leventon whatsoever. But Leventon in this game has a British accent. So, I think Professor Leventon, hails from Galar. But I'm not sure if he's an ancestor to Hop and Leon. You know what? I'm gonna put Leon in there. I don't know if he's an ancestor to Hop and Leon. But he's definitely from Galar. If you can follow my train of thought here. And that's basically it. That's everything. That's all the lore that I could find, at least. If you guys can find more lore... Excuse me. If you guys can find more lore, please send me DMs with your sources and where you found them. Or just screenshots of things you might be related to lore. I'm actually pretty tired from talking this much. I was thinking of maybe also streaming the final mission. Like the final Volo mission. I have been spoiled for that, I know. Or the final post-game quest, so to say, main quest. But I really don't feel like that right now. So I'm just going to end stream here. Well, not end stream. First of all, I want to thank everyone who came into stream today. Everyone who was absolutely crazy today. For example, Heroic rating me. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure he's gone now though. But and Maple for a brand new sub. Kyle for gifting a sub to Heroic. And Son for 50 bits. Thank you all so much for coming in here. I'm gonna go look for someone to raid. Let me actually mute this. Let's see who's online to raid. I have plenty of choice. Who do I want to raid though? There's 3 people I'm thinking of raiding, and they're all playing Legends Arceus. So I really cannot decide. Thank you so much. I know the stream has been on the shorter side. It's only been a little over 2 hours, but I feel like I couldn't fit this into any other stream. And I also didn't want to like record a 2-hour-long video. So this is why I did it this way. I should just cut the knob. Let's see how long they're live for. Let's see, 15 minutes, 3 hours. B is almost done probably. I think I'm gonna raid Lily. Oh wait, there's still an app playing. I'm not sub to Lily. Hold up. I'm gonna resub to Lily real quick, wait until the ad is gone, and then we're gonna go raid her. So if you are sub to me, you can use this raid message if you'd like to join the raid with me. Otherwise, you can use this raid message. Thank you all so much for hanging out here. But we're gonna raid Arc Lily. She's gonna play some Pokémon Legends Arceus. I think she's like just starting the game, so we're not gonna give her any spoilers, okay? Okay, I'm gonna wait until she reacted to my resub and then I'm gonna go raid. So thank you all so much for the stream and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.